I'm proud to represent Vietnam.
I love my Chinese culture.
I'm proud to represent India.
Kamusta? Galing ako sa Pilipinas.
We're proud to represent South Korea.
I'm from Gujarat, India.
Hi, my name is Joanne Hong. I'm a Korean American and I'm proud to be part of One Ridge.
I'm proud to represent South Korea.
I am proud to represent Peru.
Hi, my name is Ryan and I'm proud to represent Vietnam.
I'm proud to represent South Korea. We are One Ridge.
Xin chào các bạn.
안녕하세요.
And welcome to Peachtree Ridge's 5th Annual Festival of Nations.
My name is Rachel Kim.
And I'm Jessica Vong.
And we're so excited to be hosting as your Student Council's outreach chairs. We're so glad to have you join us this evening to celebrate the diverse cultures represented in the Peachtree Ridge community. We know that a digital format is a big change, but we look forward to having a more traditional Festival of Nations event in the next school year.
We will be having a variety of different showcases that should be familiar if you have ever attended the Festival of Nations before. First, we will open with booth videos that will highlight some of the countries and cultures displayed here at the Ridge. Then we will have a fashion show displaying some of the culture-specific attire in many students' backgrounds. Finally, we will end with a talent show, as we normally would to end Festival of Nations. But before we segue into the booth videos for tonight, it's trivia question time.
So for our first question, Dia de los Muertos, also known as the Day of the Dead, is celebrated when?
A, October 31st, B, November 1st through November 2nd, C, October 30th through October 31st, or D, November 3rd. Please put your answer in the chat. All right, the answer is B, November 1st through 2nd. For our next question, in what country can you not purchase Coca-Cola?
A, Russia, B, Cuba, C, North Korea. Please put your answer in the chat.
All right, the answer is C, North Korea. But it's also B, Cuba. So if you chose any of those answers, you're correct.
Now, we will begin our exploration of the nations around the Ridge with our booth videos. Clubs and organizations from around the Ridge community have come together to record these videos to help educate us on the different countries from around the world. First up, we have the Interact Club with Singapore.
Thanks for dropping by. This year, the Interact Club is representing Singapore. Look out, first up, we're going to be covering some of the history of Singapore's fashion trends. China's in control from the late 1300 to the mid 1600, and so much of the popular fashion is influenced by the Ming Dynasty. However, China gets conquered by the Manchurians after the mid 1600s, and the Qing Dynasty eventually comes about. This influences the fashion trends greatly, as the length of the sleeves and skirts are eventually shortened. Several times the Manchurians attempt to ban foot binding, however, they end up being unsuccessful. In the 1920s, there is an original dress from the Manchurians that is adopted by the Chinese, and it is called a cheongsam. In 1927, there is a natural breast movement, and in the 1930s to the 1940s, the cheongsam is further westernized. Fun fact, in 1949, foot binding is finally eradicated. After the 1940s comes the 1960s, and That's when the cheongsam eventually dies out in normalized wear. However, fashion was really exciting as that was when Western fashion was reintroduced to Singapore, and Western style dresses were brought into Singapore, and the dresses were usually fastened with a zip at the back and often had a wispy waistline. Later, traditional clothing started to adopt these designs. These sleeveless designs were also popular. Sleeveless cheongsams were usually worn by high society ladies, as well as those who were working in an office. It represented wealth and status.
Hi, I'm Gavi, and I'm going to be talking about the food portion of our country, Singapore. And here we have a three-course meal. First, for appetizer, we have a fruit called durian. And durian is a pungent fruit that is popularly enjoyed in Singapore, but it's so stinky that it is actually banned in enclosed public spaces like trains and hotels. But despite that, Singaporeans still enjoy the spiky fruit just by itself, or they also incorporate it in many desserts and drinks. Now, for the entree of this meal, we have Singapore's national dish called chili crab. And it is a dish where mud crab is stir fried in a chili shrimp paste, tomato sauce called sambal. Despite the name of this dish, it's not actually that spicy. And this dish was first invented by a man with a push cart in 1957. And he was experimenting different ways to cook crab instead of just steaming it. And so he came up with stir frying it with a tomato chili sauce, and that became very popular. Then a local chef decided to add sambal in it, which has shrimp paste in it, and then this became the most popular way of preparing this dish. Now we have dessert, and it is called Padang chiffon cake. And this is actually the national cake of Singapore. This delicious cake is to believe to have Malaysian or Indonesian origin with Dutch influences, and the main ingredient of this cake is Penang leaves, which makes the cake green. And another primary ingredient is coconut milk, which provides the cake with a creamy consistency. So this was the three-course meal and that people of Singapore widely enjoy eating.
Hello, those of you attending Festival Nations. And our club is doing Singapore this year. And starting right off, I'll get you into the history, or brief history, of Singapore. Singapore was originally populated by Christian pirates, and in the 14th century, it was more commonly known as Tumasik rather than Singapore. Tumasik was dragged into multiple conflicts during its history with the Japanese Empire, Indian kingdoms, Malacca, and Majapahit. Today, its modern name of Singapore is disputed, but there are two main theories in which Rajendra named the city to Singapura, later changed to Singapore over time. Or the name was bestowed in the 14th century, the same was more commonly known as Tumasik by Buddhist monks. However, the majority of Singapore is defined by imperialism and British takeover, especially with the British East India Company. The majority of its architecture and buildings were designed after Western ideas instead of where it is in southern Asia. Singapore, along with colonization from the British Empire, Singapore became one of the most prosperous ports in the world. And after decolonization, it went to Malaysia before later on gaining its independence, where it is today, known as Singapore, and later on we'll see what Singapore has now.
Alright, now let's see some traditional Singaporean games. Okay, first we have Goalie, which is a game that peaked in the 1980s. It only involves marbles and a circle, and the goal is to pick up the most marbles by hitting your opponents out of the circle. Okay, and then in the middle we have a game called gassing, which is spinning the top for as long as possible. It was really popular with farmers who wanted to have fun and relax after the rice harvest. And then we also have a game called Cootie Cootie, and it's full of these colorful plastic animal pieces. And in the 1940s, when it was played, it was with round discs instead of the animals. And you play by flipping the pieces on top of others, and if it lands on top, you keep all of the pieces. Okay, and then here we have a game called Hoop Wheeling, which is a game where a lot of speed and dexterity is involved. And the players balance their hoop and roll them down the course while racing each other. Okay, and then we also have Bulletin, and this game has two teams called the throwers and the keepers. The throwers try to hit the pyramid of cans down, while the keepers try to rebuild the cans while avoiding the thrower's ball. Okay, and here I have an example for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessie and I'm here to talk about folklore, and today I chose the story of the Sister Islands. So long ago, there was a widowed woman who gave birth to two daughters. The daughters were really close and were joined at the hips. Everywhere one went, the other was sure to follow. They were named Lena and Mina. As the sisters grew up, their mother told them that one day they would need to get married. Not wanting to be separated, the sister listed the condition that their suitor must be brothers. That way, they'll be able to stay together even when they are married. Many suitors came asking for the sisters' hand in marriage, but no one ever met the condition of being brothers. Not long after, their mother passed away due to an illness, and they went to live with their uncle, who lives in a different village. The sisters will always help their uncles with chores around the house. One day, when Lena went to the village well to get some water, a pirate spotted her. The pirate's leader was enchanted by Lena's beauty and decided that he wanted her as his wife. As Lena saw the pirates approaching, she fled back home, scared, but the pirates were determined. They followed her home and talked to their uncle. The pirate leader promised gold, wealth, whatever they desired for Lena's hand in marriage. But Lena did not want to be married to a pirate or leave her sister behind. The uncle tried to explain this to the pirate, but it all fell to deaf ear as the leader said, "I will take her by force if you guys do not give me her hand in marriage." He gave them until tomorrow morning to come, otherwise his men will take Lena by force. That night, the two sisters stayed awake until sunrise, talking and praying that the pirates would not come back. However, their dreams and hopes were crushed when the pirates came back the next morning. The pirates took Lena away by force while Mina begged them to let her go. But all her pleas fell to deaf ears as they boarded a boat to sail to the giant pirate ship. Mina, in a desperate attempt to follow her sister, swam out at sea. She swam desperately after the boat, hoping to get to her sister before Lena boarded the pirate ship. During that time, the ocean started to storm. The ocean was cruel and unforgiving, and waves upon waves crashed into Mina. However, Mina, even though was stricken with tiredness and coldness, did not give up, and instead continued to determinedly follow the boat. As a giant wave crashed into the pirate's boat, Lena had a chance to escape. She jumped into the water and swam back to her sister. She was almost there, just enough to pull her sister out. However, one last wave crashed into them, and that was the last anyone has seen from them. The next morning, when the villagers came out to see if the sisters, Lena and Mina, managed to make it back to shore in safety, to their amazement, they saw 2 islands that miraculously formed overnight. They stood exactly where the sisters were last seen, and the villagers named them the Sister Islands in honoration of the 2 sisters, whose love cannot be even torn apart, even in death. Thank you for listening to the story. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Alright, next up is Beta Club, proudly representing South Korea.
Hey guys, we're PRHJ's Beta, and we're really excited to show you guys South Korea and a few of its amazing cultures.
So here are the 5 amazing tour guides for today.
We have Emily Han.
I'm Katie Kim.
I'm Sarah Han.
I'm Kayla Wynn.
And I'm Boris Song. Wondering where to start when exploring Korean culture? We got you, and let's start Korean recommendations.
So our recommendation categories, we're first going to start off with movies, tourist attractions, food, and then music.
Our first movie recommendation is Minari, a tender and sweeping story about what roots us. Minari follows a Korean-American family that moves to an Arkansas farm in search of their own American dream. The film earned 6 nominations at the 93rd Academy Awards, Best Foreign Language Film in the Golden Globe Awards, and also earned 6 nominations at the 74th British Academy Film Awards.
So for our first tourist attraction recommendation, we have this amazing place called Lotte World, and it's a major recreation complex, and it consists of the world's largest indoor theme park, an outdoor amusement park called Magic Island. It also has an artificial island inside a lake linked by a monorail, shopping malls, a luxury hotel, a Korean folk museum, sports facilities, and even movie theaters. It literally has everything you want in one place. And here's some pictures. It's very colorful. They have like an indoor park and an outdoor park, as you can see here.
Okay, our second tourist attraction that we recommend is Gyeongbokgung Palace, and it is actually the first and largest of the royal palaces that was built during the Joseon Dynasty. And if you guys go, you can dress up in Korean traditional gatekeeper's uniform or in royal court attire and take photographs in front of the palace. So as you can see, a lot of people are wearing hanbok, which is Korean traditional clothing.
Next is our food recommendation. The first food recommendation is tteokbokki. It's a stir-fried rice cake made from a small-sized garetteok, commonly known as tteokbokki tteok. And also omuk, boiled egg, and scallions are some common ingredients paired with tteokbokki. And on the right, it's a picture of tteokbokki.
For our second food recommendation is the Myeongrang hot dog. So there's hot dogs rolled in a rice flour batter and deep fried and finished with sugar. So the hot dogs can come in several different variations, including ones that contain only cheese and no actual hot dog. So in the picture, you can see the different variations of the hot dog.
Next, we're going to talk about our music recommendations. Our first K-pop song recommendation is Do 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 by Blackpink. Blackpink is a South Korean girl group formed by YG Entertainment, consisting of members Jisoo, Jennie, Rose, and Lisa. The music video has 1.5 billion views on YouTube. Our next K-pop recommendation is Rolling by Brave Girls, a compilation of footage from their performances of Their song Rolling at South Korean military camps was uploaded to YouTube in late February. Rolling, which was released in March 2017, is now sweeping South Korea's music charts.
Our second genre of music recommendations is actually very specific to Korea, and it's called Korean ballads. And so while K-pop is actually pretty self-explanatory in its name, it's Korean pop, Korean ballads are actually a way different genre, and it's a supremely popular style of music which rose in the 1980s and finds its roots in blues music. And so the genre is especially tied to Korean culture, and the music itself is actually very rich with feeling and very powerful vocals. The lyrics, like many ballads, typically sing of heartbreak and love. And so our first recommendation is Urban Zakkapa's I Don't Love You. Urban Zakapa is a South Korean R&B singer-songwriter group which was formed in 2009 by Fluxus Music. And the group's name is an abbreviation for Urban Zappy, Kaleidoscope, and Passionate. And then we also have Tabichi's This Love, and it's a South Korean pop duo formed in 2008. The duo consists of vocalists Lee Hae-ri and Kang Min-hyung, and their name Tabichi is derived from the Korean phrase shining over everything.
And that's all for our recommendations. We hope you plan your trip to South Korea soon. Thank you for listening.
Next, we have the French Honor Society representing France.
Dites-moi d'où il vient, enfin je saurai où je vais. Maman dit que lorsqu'on cherche bien, on finit toujours par trouver. Elle dit qu'il n'est jamais très loin, qu'il part très souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, bien mieux qu'être mal accompagné. Pas vrai, où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa? Sans même devoir lui parler, il sait ce qui ne va pas. Ah sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché? Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Hey. Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es, où t'es, où papa, où t'es? Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es, où t'es, où papa, où t'es?
La cigale ayant chanté tout l'été se trouva fort dépourvue. Quand le baiser fut venu, pas un seul petit morceau, des mouches ou des vermisseaux. Elle alla crier famine chez les fourmis sa voisine, la priant de lui prêter quelques grains pour subsister, jusqu'à la saison nouvelle.
Je vous paierai, lui dit-elle, avant la haute foi d'animal. Intérêt est principal.
La fourmi n'est pas prêtus, c'est le son moindre faux.
Que faisiez-vous aux tombes chaudes?
Dit-elle à cette imprêtus.
Nuit et jour, à toute venante, je chantais, ne vous déplaise.
Vous chantez? J'en suis fort aise. Eh bien, dansez maintenant.
The moral of La Cigale et la Fourmi is to work hard and plan for the future like the diligent ant. French people are known for having a good time, but they make sure to work hard before they play harder.
For our next country, we have Vietnam, represented by the Asian American Student Association.
Hello! Welcome to an ASO production of 100 Kings, a Vietnamese folktale of a dragon lord who defends Vietnam from the neighboring country of China. My name is Mike, and today I am going to be narrating the story to you. Let's begin. The story starts with the dragon lord pondering on life. Loser, what are you gonna do with your life?
I don't know. I think I should travel the world!
As he leaves home, he discovers a new city. However, there's a bunch of people in poverty.
We're hungry. Do you have any?
Got any spare sword toy? I'm going.
Can you help us? Help us.
Why are there so many beggars? Why? Well, here, allow me to donate.
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
Sir, where are you?
Thank you, sir.
Are you blind, sir?
What are you?
Allow me to carry you some serotonin.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
Wondering why there's so much problems in the city, the Dragon Lord goes in and investigates some more. As the Dragon Lord investigates, he discovers the first problem. The Tree Demon.
No more terrorizing the people of this world. Be gone! Are you guys okay?
for saving us!
Go home, stay safe.
Thank you, Dragon Lord.
Goodbye. No slight work.
As the Dragon Lord defeated the first demon, he faces the second demon. The Fish Demon.
Stop, demon!
What are you gonna do about it?
Turn you into my sashimi dinner.
We genuinely apologize for all the bad puns here. So the Fish Demon, the sashimi dinner. It just
Give me back my water. Never terrorize these people again. Here's your water.
Oh my god, thank you so much! You're so hot!
I'm getting too old for this.
After defeating 2 demons, the Dragon Lord thought his work is finally over. But it's not. The Dragon Lord has to defeat one more demon, the 9-tailed fox.
What was that? Let's go take a look.
What's going on here? Oh no! Not another demon.
KDA, should we show them how we do it every day?
I will not fall for your trick.
Charmed! Tell all my friends I love them!
Even after defeating 3 demons, the Dragon Lord will soon face his biggest challenge yet.
Daughter, we're gonna invade Vietnam.
But
and
I'm
you have to.
lazy.
No.
I want to stay home.
No! You have to
stay
get
home.
home!
No, I want to stay home.
No! I will
Fine.
get rid of your couch. Oh, okay.
No, I stay home.
What? No! No! Oh yeah, I give the couch back. We are gonna scope out the area and invade Vietnam.
No. Give me something else.
Got it! Free! No!
Fine. Fine.
This is final.
The civilians of the city were so grateful of the Dragon Lord's good deed that they built him a castle within the city walls.
Oh my god, Dragon Lord, look, I built your home!
Thank you so much. I finally have shelter now.
Yay!
Even after defeating 3 demons, the Dragon Lord, he didn't feel like his life had been fulfilled yet.
What is there to do in this world? I have defeated all the demons. What is left?
Well, what did the Dragon Lord do? Well, he stepped out of his castle and tried to seek for some more adventures. But before he could do that, there was one more obstacle holding him back.
Who are you?
I am the king of the north. Who are you?
I am a traveler. Why are you here?
To not invade?
I don't know if I can believe that.
Well, it is your choice.
You cannot oppress these people any longer.
No, too bad.
Sword! Then we shall fight to the death!
Okay!
The Dragon Lord had figured out, oh my god, the Northern King was behind all the issues that's going on in the city. So, the Northern King and the Dragon Lord fought to the death.
Ah!
I got you!
Psych!
Bye, Father. Yay, I'm free.
Yes!
Oh no, Father. Father. No, you killed him.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Why?
Well, forget him. You wanna do something?
Sure.
Moments later.
Got this, fairy princess.
99, 100.
99!
A few moments later.
I'm sorry, but I must go home.
Oh, why?
I feel homesick, that's why.
Oh, so you're gonna leave me with all the 100 children?
I'll take half.
Oh, fine.
Alright, bye.
Bye. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take these to the mountains. He's gone to the sea.
Up next, we have the Chinese Honor Society representing China.
Long, long ago in ancient China, there lived a famous poet by the name of Qu Yuan. A true patriot and official of the Chu state, his entire life was dedicated to his king and to his motherland. However, the king was tricked into turning against Qu Yuan and exiled him. Losing his top advisor, the king in his state of Chu was invaded and then conquered by the neighboring state of Qin. Upon hearing the news of the fall of his motherland, Qu Yuan was heartbroken, drowning himself in the Milo River as a gesture of dying along with his motherland. Adored by the people, villagers around did what they could to save his body from being ravaged by fish. To distract the creatures in the river, the villagers threw in songsi dumplings made of glutinous rice with different fillings and bamboo leaves instead. After their successful diversion, the villagers raced to search for Qu Yuan's body and recover it. All these events happened on the 5th day of the 5th month of the lunar calendar, which is when the Dragon Boat Festival is celebrated every year.
Now we have UNICEF representing the United Nations.
Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation. This is PRHS UNICEF, and we are going to present the several different countries in the United Nations.
So you guys are probably wondering, what is the United Nations? Well, actually, the United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945 after World War II by 51 countries who were all committed to maintaining international peace and security, developing friendly relations among nations, and promoting social progress, better living standards, and human rights.
So today we'll be highlighting the most famous tourist foods out of 6 member countries of the United Nations today, which are Belgium, Cuba, Japan, Malaysia, Poland, and Sweden.
To start off, welcome to Belgium. I'll be introducing moles frites, a main dish of mussels and fries originating in Belgium. The title of this dish is French, moles meaning mussels and frites meaning fries.
Our next stop is Cuba. Ropa vieja is a dish that's made of shredded beef that's slow cooked in a tomato-based sauce with onions, bell peppers, garlic, and cooking wine. It's always served over white rice and accompanied by sweet plantains or fried pressed plantains.
Next is Japan. Though originally imported from China, ramen has become one of Japan's most popular dishes. Ramen are categorized by their soup bases, such as soy sauce or soybean paste. Each bowl will also have a variety of toppings like tomago, chashu, kamaboko, and more.
Now we are at Malaysia. This is nasi minyak. Translating to fat rice, this dish is comprised of coconut rice, prawn sambal, fried anchovies, peanuts, cucumbers, and eggs, all served on a pandan leaf.
Our next stop is Poland. Bigos, translated into English as hunter stew. This dish includes chopped meat of various kinds, stewed with sauerkraut and shredded fresh cabbage. It can be served with vegetables or spices.
So our last stop is Sweden. Raggmunk is the name for Swedish potato pancake. The pancakes are fried in butter and served with fried pork or lingonberries.
That's all the countries, and thanks for traveling with us.
For our next country, we have Grand Colombia, represented by Hope.
Hey guys, this is the Hope Fam, and this year for Festival of Nations, we are back with the Gran Colombia. Things are going to be a little bit different due to the pandemic, but we are still going to try our hardest to give you guys the best information about the beautiful country that was the Gran Colombia. So during colonial times, Simón Bolívar took control of Latin America and colonized it for Spain. Some of these countries that he took include Venezuela, Ecuador, Panama, and Colombia, which he turned into the Gran Colombia. We are really excited to give you guys a little sneak peek at every single one of these countries and their culture and customs. So without further ado, let's get on with the video.
I just got back to my hotel. As you can see, it's like 12 at night, but I just wanted to say I had the best day here in Panama. This is my first time here to this country, but I absolutely love it. The beaches are wonderful, the people are so nice, and the food, whew, so good. I ate at this local restaurant down the street, and they sold Panamanian tamales to die for, literally to die for. Plus, they're better than Mexican, they're not as dry, but they are so good. And I came at the perfect time. Right now, it's Carnival, or Carnaval here, and this is a 4-day celebration. It's 4-day celebration that starts right before like Ash Wednesday, and and ends with the burial of the sardine. But I don't know if I'm gonna stay here that long. But I do want to tell you guys a crazy tradition that they do during Carnival, and that is, if you're walking in the streets, you have to prepare yourself to get soaking wet. People can come in cars or water tanks and spray water at you, dump buckets of water at you, and you can't do anything about it. It's just a tradition here. But I am gonna be kind of sad when I leave, because I love Panama so much. Because I love Panama so much, I'm just gonna be sad when I go back to Atlanta. But at least I can see one of their famous people there, Randall Delgado. He is an Atlanta Braves baseball player that plays in the MLB. So I'm probably gonna go watch a couple of their games now because I am in love with Panama.
You won't believe who I just ran into. Jefferson Perez, the Ecuadorian speedwalker who won the Olympics for this country. I ran into him at the San Pedro and San Pablo celebration. This is a huge carnival that takes place every year here in Ecuador. It starts at the eve of holiday in Cayambe, Catacachi, and Chimborazo cities. It's known for its fun environment with bonfires and music, and even traditions such as women jumping over fires to become fertile. Ecuadorians come from all over the country to enjoy this event, and I am so lucky that I decided to go sightseeing during this time. It was truly such an enjoyable experience, and to top it all off, I got to have some really good lorca de papa to end off my day. All of these experiences have made Ecuador a place I will never forget, and I can't wait to come back next year.
Sorry I didn't see you guys there. Hey, I'm Valentina, and I'm currently a tourist in Colombia. I've been here for about 2 weeks, and I already feel like I'm part Colombian. As you guys can see, I got my little hat. It says Colombia. I love it. And then I got myself the soccer jersey to represent the soccer team because it is very, very important here in Colombia. Soccer is a huge part of the culture, and they are already super pumped about the World Cup coming up in 2022. So I also got myself the Colombian flag so I can hang in my room. As I said, I already feel like I'm part Colombian. I've been here for so long. But some of the famous people here in Colombia include like Shakira, Sofia Vergara, Juanes, or a lot of soccer players like James Rodriguez. But a couple of people that a lot of people don't know about include Gabriel Garcia Marquez and the people of El Grupo Nietzsche, which is a salsa group here in Cali, where I'm currently staying right now. And then Gabriel Garcia Marquez is a really famous author, which literature is really, really respected here in Colombia. Some of the best Colombian food I've had is the bandeja paisa, which comes with a chorizo, some rice, plantains, egg, avocado, meat, and beans. It is literally the whole package. Another great food here in Colombia is the arepa. You can talk to the Venezuelans all they want, but we all know that the Colombian arepa is the best. I totally recommend that you guys come here to Colombia and really get to know the culture and the amazing people.
Hi, my name is Valentina Rodriguez. I'm a tourist and I went to Venezuela. During this trip, I tried many different foods and my favorite one was pabellon. Pabellon has rice, beans, meat, and plantain. I went to watch the movie Point Break by the famous Venezuelan actor Edgar Ramirez. I had to experience many different traditions and my favorite one was that on December 31st before midnight or at midnight, you grab your suitcase and you run around the street with it. This means that next year, on New Year's, you'll get to travel a lot.
Gran Colombia unfortunately did split up around the year 1831, only allowing them to have 12 years of a true sovereignty. However, with the split, these 4 individual countries truly flourished, allowing for them to have their own individual traditions, yet share an overall common heritage. Thank you for listening to our quick video.
And as we like to say, hope, breathe it,
live it,
love it.
We are hope.
Up next, we have Sweenex representing India.
Let's talk chai. There's nothing better than curling up in the morning with a nice cup of chai or even getting a mid-afternoon boost with a cup of iced tea. Let's be honest, we've all heard of tea, black, oolong, matcha, but for today's purposes, we're going to talk about masala chai. Disclaimer, every household, every region in India makes their chai differently, so this is not supposed to be a monolith, but we're just going to give you some insight into how this specific household makes their chai every day. The tea plant was originally a wild plant in India and it took some time for it to be commercially produced in a modern setting, but now India is a very large producer of tea. So, Darjeeling tea is also widely consumed. A lot of people use black and a lot of people use traditional other leaves. Now in other regions of India, such as the northeastern part near the Himalayas, they make butter tea, which is also made of yak butter in those regions. So as you can see, there's a wide variety, a lot of things you can include, so it's always fun to experiment and try around. Now as you walk through the streets in India, you can see tea stall vendors wherever you go, so you can always enjoy a nice warm cup of chai all throughout your journey. Now, I may be Indian and my bloodstream may be like 50% coffee, but India actually consumes 15 times more tea than coffee. But enough with the talking. Let's get brewing. To make masala chai, the leaves are mostly cooked through boiling. Now, each person makes it differently, and different regions incorporate different ingredients ranging from ginger, sugar, gur, other leaves, honey, and other types of masalas including cardamom and anything else really. Experiment around, make it yours, and enjoy. Let's start with our tea base. You can find this at any Indian grocery store, the most popular in the area being Patel Brothers. Today we're gonna make 1 cup. To start, put your pot on the stove and make sure you have a strainer. Start, pour out half a cup of water. Heat your stove on high. For 1 cup of tea, measure out a little bit under a tablespoon of the grounds. Mix in with the heated water. For today's sweetener, we're going to add in sugar. You can add whatever you'd like and adjust to your taste. Today, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon. For some spice, we're going to shred in some ginger. This is totally optional. You can add however much you'd like. Next, we're adding in this tea masala mix. This includes spices such as black pepper, cardamom, clove, cinnamon sticks, and more. I'm gonna add in 1/4 of a teaspoon. Next, we have our milk. Today, we're adding in about 3/4 of a cup of whole milk. We're doing this to make it a little bit richer, but you can adjust to your own liking. Optionally, to cook up the milk a little bit faster, you can heat it up in the microwave. Let it boil for about 3 to 4 minutes and then add the milk. It should be looking like this. Time to add the milk. Now, it's almost time to be finished. Turn off the heat, and we're gonna strain. Yes, look at that. And there you have it, very own cup of cha. You can enjoy your cup of cha plain, or most people prefer to eat it with a side, such as toast or even some cookies. And that's it. Cheers! India celebrates many vibrant and unique festivals. One such festival is Holi, also known as the Festival of Colors, which actually began the day this video was filmed. Holi is the Hindu festival that celebrates the victory of good over evil, and it begins with the burning of large bonfires to symbolize the burning of evil spirits. Holi is widely known for the festivities that follow, which include throwing brightly colored powder and squirting water guns at loved ones. Festivities may differ slightly when it comes to each Indian state, but in Maharashtrian culture, we traditionally make puranpuri, a sweet flatbread of sorts, to celebrate Holi.
Now we have the South Asian Student Association representing South Asia.
Namaste. I am the largest country in South Asia, founded by Jawaharlal Nehru. We have celebrated my independence on August 15th since 1947. With many things worn in my country, the most common for men would be a kurta and dhoti, with women wearing saris. With many delicious foods, the national food dish is Peachtree, which is a mix of rice, lentils, and usually light seasoning. The national drink being chai, which you could call like a South Asian milk tea, and the national dessert being laddus. As many know, we have many official languages, 22 to be exact, with more than 800 languages spoken. Most commonly spoken are Hindi and Urdu. Some fun facts, because, why not? India has the largest military in the world. Board games such as chess and snakes and ladders originated in India. And just some whoa facts, India is home to the largest family that lives together, with close to 40 wives and 100 children. Insane, right? Also, I might be Hindu, but I still have beef with Pakistan.
Ayubawan. I am the island country of South Asia, with a Buddhist majority. Dudley Shelton Senanayake founded me on February 4th, 1948. There isn't really a clothing that we call national, but saris for women and sarongs for men are most widely seen being worn here. The national dish is rice and curry, and that goes well along with our national drink arak. Arak can be compared to an alcoholic rum. The national and most popular dessert is called watalapan, which is a spiced coconut-flavored custard. For music, there's no really national type, but it is most common to hear folk music and music inspired by India and Europe. We adopted the two official languages of Sinhala and Tamil because of the strong South Indian influence. Some fun facts: I have been named the teardrop of India because of my shape. I am also home to the oldest human-planted tree. I have beef with India because I'm just vibing, and then all the fish in my waters are captured and sold in India. Pretty unfair.
Adab. I'm the second largest and second most populated country in South Asia. I was founded by Muhammad Ali Jinnah in 1947 as a Muslim majority country, and we have celebrated my independence since then on August 14th. The clothing mostly worn in my country is salwar kameez for both men and women, but women wear dupattas or scarves with their outfit. The national dish is nihari, which is a liquidy stew made of goat. The drink is sugarcane juice. We eat gulab jamun for dessert, which are fried balls of dough covered in rosewater syrup. And for music, we don't really have a national music. The most traditional would be Qawwali style. We speak Urdu here, but many speak Punjabi as well. Fun facts: Pakistan's the 5th most populated country in the world. It was also the first Muslim country to get nukes. In India, our beef goes back to before we were born, and it's not easy to solve even if we are basically twins. Bangladesh is just being weird. Bay will come back to me one day.
Kuzuzangpola. I'm the Buddhist majority country in the northeastern region of South Asia. I was founded by the Wanchuk dynasty in 1907, but we credit our king Jingme Dorji Wanchuk, who ascended the throne in 1952. We celebrate Bhutan's independence on August 15th and adopted Dzongkha as the national language. In this country, the men can be commonly seen wearing clothes and the women kiras. The national dish of Bhutan is called ema dashti, which are chilies and peppers that are mixed into a cheesy base. The national drink is called ara, or arag, which is a very popular alcoholic drink. Although we do not have a national dessert, kheer or rice pudding is widely favored. Since I'm bordered with Tibet, there are a lot of Tibetan influences like Bhutanese Zangdra music. Some interesting facts about Bhutan are actually measures of the gross national happiness of the country. Another interesting fact is that we give free basic education and healthcare to all of our citizens. I don't have any beef with anyone, and only India is my best friend because everyone else is low-key whack. Except maybe Nepal and Bangladesh.
Namaste, I am the oldest country in South Asia, with my independence being December 21st, 1923. I was founded by Prithvi Narayan Shah and adopted the national language as Nepali. Women here will most commonly be seen wearing kurta sural, and men would be seen wearing dora sural. Dal bhat is the most traditional dish in Nepal, consisting of lentil curry, vegetables, and rice. The national drink that is indigenous to Nepal is called tongba, which is made with an alcoholic drink made with seeds called millets. One of the most common desserts is called jalebi, which is like a funnel cake, but smaller and more sweet, with saffron added to it. The Hori songs are the most classic Nepali music, and can be called a musical debate, if you will. It sounds weird, but if you listen to it, it makes sense. A fun fact is that I am called the Amazon of Asia. Another is that I am the only country in the world that has a flag that is not quadrilateral in shape. I'm Hindu like India, but I actually don't have beef with anyone.
Salam, I am the smallest yet richest country in South Asia per capita. I was founded by King Koimola and was created as a Muslim majority country. I gained my independence on July 26, 1965 and adopted Devihi as the official language. My national food dish is gulla, which is fish that's put in a pastry ball. The national drink is raw, which is an alcoholic beverage that is made by using fermentation and palm trees. The national dessert is bondavai, which in English would be a sweet lentil pudding. The most traditional and popular music style is Baduberu. It has a certain dance to go with it and is influenced by Africa. Some cool facts. I was the first country to have a government meeting underwater through scuba gear. I'm also the flattest and lowest country in the world with less than 2 meters above sea level.
Salam. I'm the youngest country in South Asia, founded by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman on March 26, 1971, and I'm a Muslim majority country. The clothing is similar to India, with men wearing dhotis and women wearing saris, with traditional styles including thakai and jamdani, which have elaborate embroidery and made with muslin cloth. It's also common to see men wearing sherwanis, which are usually knee-length and more tighter fitted. We eat many rice dishes like pulao, but also many fish dishes. The national dish is called ilish, which is a fish marinated in different spices and seasonings and then can be fried or more commonly turned into a curry. Like India, our national drink is tea, but it's called cha instead of chai. The most popular dessert is called mishti doi, which is made with a base of yogurt with added sugar. For music, there isn't really a national music style, but the most traditional is Bangladeshi folk music with styles like baul and raga. The national language is Bangla or Bengali, however, Urdu is also spoken sometimes. Some fun facts. Bangladesh is home to the longest uninterrupted beach that stretches 75 miles. Another fun fact is that Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh, is the 9th largest city in the world by land area. And I have beef with Pakistan because I'm not trying to have my whole vibe suppressed, oppressed, and depressed like some high school student.
We all have things we're proud of, like our vibrant culture, our history, and our people. But with some ups come some downs, including pollution, racism, climate change, poverty, and all manner of conflicts and crises that need an intersectional solution for their intersectional impacts. What happens with us affects the world. For example, Sri Lanka made deals with China, and as a result, people have become far richer than anyone can imagine.
That's facts. We even did it without as much of the pollution and grossness from industrial interference. Speaking of pollution, can I ask you guys, why do you guys have such high pollution levels? Like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. What are y'all doing?
I mean, we are very densely populated.
And then all the cars and bikes and traffic and crop burning and factories dumping their trash into our rivers.
And we aren't rich enough to afford renewable energy, so we have to import oil from places like Iran and Saudi Arabia and use it as fuel.
Yeah, we have about 1/5 of our population living under poverty line that we gotta take care of first.
Exactly. We flex that our passport can take us anywhere except Israel, but that flex doesn't really make much sense if it's only the rich, powerful, and well-connected that can use it.
I totally get that. So how are you guys dealing with this pandemic even after so many under the poverty line?
Well, you see, we were doing pretty well, and then we started slacking off.
I think we're doing pretty well. We've only had, what, one COVID-related death so far?
That's really good.
We were not doing well at all, but we're working on it. We're improving.
I would say we were okay.
Hold up. Wasn't Maldives the country that was relocating a bunch of Bengali workers during the crisis, though?
We did what was best for our country. What about the treatment of the Shidi community in Pakistan and the informal caste system?
Hold up a second, hold on. There's no comparison between this and that. Our people are discriminating, not our government like India and Sri Lanka. We literally got the informal caste system when we were enslaved and colonized by the UK, and it's hard to just forget that stuff. It strips millions of people of their culture, their identity, and their humanity. The effects are gonna last centuries.
The UK did treat us all like hot steaming piles of trash. What did I do?
Banning burqas and shutting down Islamic schools? Seems like you're taking a page out of Switzerland's books.
That was because of the extremists bombing us. You gotta do what you gotta do. Even if you risk making more enemies, especially when the existing ones already threaten you.
In India, what excuse do you have? Your Islamophobic rhetoric and treatment of Muslim minorities and darker-skinned people too. I'm no angel, but at least I give my people a fair shot at success through education and better relations with foreign countries.
Every government makes mistakes. We made one too.
Well, I mean, is making detention camps for Muslims part of this ongoing mistake?
What about the fact that Hindus are being kicked out of Bhutan?
We are unified and making all of our Bhutanese equal. That's all.
I don't think that's how that works. I see why y'all are besties with India now.
Me neither.
Well, okay, maybe not Hindus, but at least we treat our women equally. Last time I checked, you guys don't pay your women equally.
Speak for yourselves, because I do. Maybe not equal, but not much of a difference either.
We're improving on that too.
Okay, maybe we do pay our women less, but we're working on it. Like, we made dowry illegal now. That's a start, right? And what about India's issue with all the femicides and acid attacks and dowry deaths?
Okay, dowry deaths are high and getting higher, but our domestic violence cases were decreasing, before the pandemic at least. And our population is getting more serious about sexual assault and stuff. Rape is punishable by death, and recent government initiatives like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, meaning save daughters, educate daughters, have helped increase enrollment in education for girls and women, which has helped bolster the middle class.
That's good. I have some growing to do myself. Nepalese women can still be banished into huts for having their periods, which are often seen as impure and unclean, especially in rural areas. However, we treat our minorities pretty well, which is why we allow the Hindu minority of Bhutan to settle in our lands, where they originated many centuries ago.
We're trying to make more legal action as well. We're more open to foreigners now, and we have to behave our best. We're trying to protect our minorities too, like Uyghur women, a little bit better.
The problem is that so many rape cases aren't even reported because of victim blaming that all of the reports aren't even accurate.
That's definitely a problem, sadly. Similarly, the many accusations of racism that are leveled at us don't get addressed easily. People can be so judgmental sometimes.
I mean, why do people victim blame? I just don't get it.
For sure.
Stereotypical gender roles and traditionalist way of thinking.
So hard to get rid of because of how far it goes back. Especially after the UK made our existing issues infinitely worse.
And a lack of education on stuff like this. Like Fair and Lovely products, we need to do better. There's one area where we aren't slacking, and that's food. Like biryani, so good.
Correction, not fair and lovely anymore, it's glow and lovely. But yes, it is a huge issue and one that society is facing down day by day. We're all making progress on our issues, including colorism, but we've got a long way to go. If we work together more prolifically to tackle our shared challenges, we can share in the prosperity that comes from the solutions, just like we share many of our foods and immaculate clothing styles.
We have to be able to look at ourselves honestly and understand why we have the issues we do, and we have to study them to get to their roots so that we can solve them and stop future problems before they happen. Our people are facing the effects of climate change and oppressive systems more than ever before. For once, I agree with you.
Fish curry and rice goes hard. Bangladesh, we got the same line on that one, just different fonts, and our clothes unparalleled. Saying they look great is an understatement.
Despite our obvious issues, conflicts, and differences that threaten our peace, it's not all bad. We can enjoy the vibrant stories and the importance behind our cultures, our dresses, or our food. And even when we disagree, there is one thing that we all undeniably share: a love of tea.
For our last country, we have Mexico, represented by Science Olympiad.
We are the citizens of Mexico. We are poor and tired people. We are tired of the oppression of being ruled. Please let us free.
Meanwhile,
never. I am Napoleon Bonaparte, the great French military leader and strategist. I've gained so many resources for my home country from Mexico, I don't want to give this territory up.
much later.
Oh no, we've lost Mexico. Now Spain owns it.
I'm King Ferdinand of Spain, and I now own all of Mexico. There's one problem, however. There's been a coup launched against me in Europe, so I must ease up on the harsh laws of my colonies. I hereby reinstate the Spanish Constitution of 1812, granting Mexico all freedoms. Now, I have bigger business to attend to back.
Meanwhile,
Enough is enough. The Spanish are distracted. This is our time. Mexico will be a free nation. Today, we will start with the cry for Dolores. We will not stop until Mexico is a free country. If we rebel now, we can catch Ferdinand off guard.
We are ready to fight for you, and with you, Miguel Hidalgo.
How do you like some of that?
It has been a great tragedy, but Miguel Hidalgo has been killed by the Spanish. We are so close to independence, but we are desperate for a leader. Who can help us in this push for independence?
Meanwhile,
My name is Agustin de Iturbide. I'm a disgraced man. I was once one of the most prominent Spanish leaders, but I got caught up in some extracurricular activities.
You stole money from the Spanish government. Who would ever trust you?
The Mexican Royalists. These are troubled people who just lost their leader, Miguel Hidalgo. I can lead this angry and determined group to independence.
Thank you again, Augustine. You led us to independence, and we have won the war.
Before we get started on our fashion show, it's interesting culture fact time. Papua New Guinea is the most linguistically diverse language with over 840 languages spoken. Also, did you know that Toronto, Canada is the most diverse city in the world? Up next, we have Angela Nguyen and Joseph Vu representing Vietnam. The ao dai is a traditional Vietnamese cultural attire worn by both men and women. It consists of a long, silky, or tunic dress worn over trousers. On Joseph's ao dai, you will see a luscious red background color filled with yellow, white, and green flowers with intricate details. On Angela's ao dai, you will also see a beautiful red background that consists of traditional spring blossoming flowers that run down her dress.
Next, we have Kruti Bandering representing Gujarat, India. The chania choli is a traditional clothing usually worn by young women, usually during Garba, celebrating Navarantri. There are endless patterns and designs that range from comfortable to fancy looking.
Up next, we have Nikita Dandekar, representing India. Nikita is wearing a lehenga choli, a three-piece attire consisting of a long skirt, blouse, and dupatta, a shawl traditionally worn by women in India. It is mainly worn during ceremonial occasions, festivals, and weddings.
Next, we have Shivani Desai, representing Gujarat, India. Shivani is walking with an Indian lega choli, a two-piece set with a long skirt on the bottom and a cropped blouse. Lenga cholis come in all colors and designs, which makes each one unique.
Up next, we have Sahar Sheikh, representing Pakistan. The kurti is a traditional clothing item with very traditional designs and mirrorwork embroidery. Sahar is also wearing royal blue pants, dupatta, and sandals with mirrorwork embroidery as well. Some accessories worn include a traditional earring called jhumki and a headpiece known as tika.
Finally, we have Tanay Gupta, representing India. She wears a black kurta with embroidery designs on top of a pair of shiny, dark red pants, accompanied with a red and black scarf around the neck.
Finally, it's almost time for the fashion show, but before then, we have one last trivia question time. In Ethiopia, what popular brewed drink was invented?
A. Beer, B. Lemonade, C. Ale, or D. Coffee. Put your answer in the chat.
All right, if you guessed D, coffee, then you were right.
Now, on to everyone's favorite part of Festival Nations, the talent show. This year, we don't have as many acts as we normally do, but all three of our acts have had hours of hard work and practice put in order to give us these wonderful performances.
For our first act of the night, we have a K-pop dance melody by High Five. K-pop is a music genre from South Korea that has captivated fans from all over the world with its enticing fashion, lyrics, and dances. This performance will consist of I Can't Stop Me, Not Shy, and How You Like That, hit singles released by the popular groups Twice, ITZY, and Blackpink, with members Izzy Vargas, Jennifer Lee, Ryan Pham, Rachel Kim, and Jennifer Zhang. Let's give it up for High Five.
For our next act, we have Eddie Park singing No Makeup by Zion T. While singing this song through these troublesome times, Eddie wants people to open up and be thankful for their friends and family in the Asian community, and to know that Korean culture isn't all that lame. So it is my pleasure to present to you Eddie Park.
신나게 화장을 하고 예쁘게 머리를 하고 오늘도 집을 나서는 넌 예뻐. 높은 구두를 신고 짧은 치마를 입고 있는 너 너무나 아름다워. 넌 모를 거야. 자다가 일어나 살짝 본 얼굴 얼마나 예쁜지 넌 모를 거야. 자기 전 세수 네 모습이 얼마나 예쁜지. 자꾸 거울 보지마. 몸무게 신경 쓰지마. 넌 그냥 그대로 너무 예쁜 걸. No makeup, yeah. No makeup, yeah. No makeup일 땐 제일 예쁜 너. Nothing 립스틱보다 투명한 립밤이 좋아. 저 하늘 구름보다 자연스러워. 오늘도 힘들었는지 너무 지쳐 보여. 너 이리 와서 내 품에 안겨 baby. 넌 모를 거야. 아이라인이 없이 웃는 너의 예쁜 눈 웃음을 넌 모를 거야. 메이크업 베이스 지우면 빛나는 우리 피부. 자꾸 거울 보지마. 몸무게 신경 쓰지마. 넌 그냥 그대로 너 예쁜 걸. No makeup, yeah. No makeup, yeah. No makeup일 때 제일 예쁜 너. 자꾸 거울 보지마. 몸무게 신경 쓰지마. 넌 그냥 그대로 너무 예쁜 걸. No makeup, yeah. No makeup, yeah. No makeup일 때 제일 예쁜 너.
For our final act of the night, we have Prahar. India is well known for its rich culture and history. This final act combines Indian dance forms with a little bit of their own American masala to create a one-of-a-kind performance that is sure to leave you wanting more. With Naman Shah, Milan Nayak, Avi Kapadia, Om Patel, and Adi Goswami, it is my pleasure to present to you the one, the only, Prahar.
All for the gram. Just love the gram. Oh, wait.
Never gonna love me, but it's alright.
party all night.
Wow, that was spectacular. All the amazing performances and beautiful attires really did make me feel like I was transported all around the globe tonight.
Yeah, I love learning all about the different cultures from around the ridge. I especially enjoyed all the skits each club did for their country.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening and spending your time with us to watch the fantastic booth videos, eye-catching fashion videos, and wonderful performances from all of our wonderful community members.
We want to give a special shout out to all the performers and all the clubs who participated in this year's Festival of Nations. We truly wouldn't have been able to do this without you. And another shout out to the RVN team for compiling this video together for us. Thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication.
Once again, we truly do want to thank you, the viewers at home, for tuning in. We hope to see you guys next year. Bye.